Navigating the world of government contracts is a high-stakes game. For minority and women-owned business enterprises, or MWBEs, the field is already tilted. You face unique challenges that others don't even see. When you add union labor requirements to the mix, the pressure just intensifies. It can honestly feel like you're trying to break into a locked room where you don't even have the key. The rules seem complex, and the relationships feel exclusive. You might worry that you'll be overlooked or underestimated before you even get a chance to prove your worth and the quality of your work. It's a tough spot to be in. The truth is, these union projects often represent the biggest opportunities. They're stable, well-funded, and they can really elevate your business to the next level. But the fear of the unknown, of dealing with powerful union representatives and rigid government agencies, stops many talented contractors from even trying. They see a wall, not a door. They assume the game is rigged from the start, and honestly, this assumption, while understandable, is where you lose before you even begin the negotiation. You have to change your mindset about the entire process. But what if I told you that you already possess a secret weapon? What if the very challenges you face have actually prepared you to be a master negotiator? You've had to listen more carefully. You've had to understand perspectives that are not your own. You've had to build trust from a deficit. These are not disadvantages, they are actually the core components of elite negotiation skills. The tools I'm about to share aren't just theories, they are field-tested principles that will help you turn your perceived disadvantages into your greatest strengths and win those contracts. This isn't about being the loudest voice in the room or having the most aggressive stance. It's about being the smartest. It's about leveraging human nature to your advantage. We're going to explore how to use tactical empathy to build connections, how to use no-oriented questions to create safety and open doors, how to use an accusation audit to disarm bias before it can be used against you, and how to use calibrated questions to shape the negotiation and co-create solutions. These tools will make you a force to be reckoned with in any bidding process. The first and most powerful tool in your arsenal is tactical empathy. This is not about agreeing with the other side. It's not about sympathy or just being nice. It's about understanding the feelings and mindset of the people across the table so you can influence them. When you're talking to a union representative or a government contracting officer, they have their own pressures, fears, and desires. Your job is to uncover them. They're not just thinking about your bid, they're worried about their members, their budgets, and their own reputation. True influence begins when they feel understood by you. Let's make this real. Imagine a union rep seems resistant to working with a newer MWBE contractor. Instead of pushing your qualifications, you can use a label. A label is a simple verbal observation of the other side's feelings. You could say, it seems like you might be concerned about bringing on a contractor who doesn't have a long history with the union. This simple statement shows you're paying attention to their unspoken fears. It signals that you're not there to fight them, but to understand their position, which makes them more willing to listen to what you have to say next. Another powerful technique is mirroring. This is as simple as repeating the last 1 to 3 words someone has just said. It's a subconscious trigger for the other person to elaborate and keep talking. If a contracting officer says, "We're just concerned about meeting our tight deadlines," you simply reply, "Tight deadlines?" This small prompt encourages them to explain their real concerns. They might reveal that the last contractor was always late, giving you the perfect opportunity to explain your proven process for staying on schedule. It's a simple technique that builds rapport almost instantly. Building this foundation of trust through empathy is not a one-time action. It's a continuous process. Every interaction is a chance to show you're listening. When the union rep or government agent feels that you genuinely see their side of the situation, their guard comes down. They shift from a defensive posture to a problem-solving mindset. They start to see you not as an outsider trying to get something, but as a capable partner who understands the bigger picture and can help them achieve their goals. This is where you start winning. We're all conditioned to chase yes. We think that's the goal of every conversation. But in negotiation, yes can be counterfeit. People say yes to make you go away. The real magic happens when you get comfortable with no. Giving someone the right to say no makes them feel safe and in control. When people feel in control, they are more open to listening and considering your proposals. A no is not the end of the conversation. It's the beginning of a real one. It protects the other side's autonomy and invites them to engage without feeling pressured. Think about trying to get a meeting with a busy union leader or a key decision maker at a government agency. Instead of asking, "Do you have a few minutes to talk about my company?" which invites a quick dismissive yes or a flat-out rejection, reframe it as a no-oriented question. You could ask, "Would it be a bad idea to schedule 15 minutes to talk about how we can help you meet your diversity goals on the upcoming project?" This question is designed to get a no. The easiest response is, "No, that's not a bad idea." And just like that, you have your meeting. This strategy works because it removes the perceived threat of commitment. When you ask for a yes, you're asking for something. When you frame it for a no, you're offering an easy way out. Paradoxically, this makes people more likely to engage. Let's say you've submitted a bid and haven't heard back. Instead of anxiously asking, "Have you reviewed my proposal yet?" you could email, "Have you given up on considering our bid for this project?" This question is designed to provoke a response like, "No, we haven't given up, we've just been swamped." Now you've re-engaged them and learned valuable information. Using no-oriented questions shows you respect the other person's time and autonomy. It makes you appear more thoughtful and less needy. It's a subtle shift in language that has a profound impact on the dynamic of the conversation. It moves you from the position of a supplicant asking for a favor to a peer proposing a collaboration. For an MWBE contractor trying to break through established networks and biases, creating that feeling of safety and control for the other side is a game changer. It's how you get in the door so you can prove what you can do. As an MWBE contractor, you know that unspoken biases can be the biggest obstacle. People might have preconceived notions about your company's size, experience, or capabilities. The accusation audit is your tool to get ahead of these negative assumptions. You address them head-on before the other side can. It's a way of calling out the elephant in the room, which immediately disarms it. You list every negative thing the other party could possibly be thinking about you. This demonstrates self-awareness and immediately builds trust because you've shown you see the situation from their perspective. Imagine you're in a meeting with a prime contractor or a government panel. You can start by saying, "You might be looking at our company and thinking we're smaller than the firms you usually work with. You're probably worried that we don't have the experience to handle a project of this scale, or that we might not have the connections to get the best union crews." By voicing these fears for them, you take away their power. Their internal monologue has been spoken aloud by you, and now they are free to actually listen to how you are going to address those very concerns. It's a remarkably effective way to build credibility. Once you've cleared the air, you need to guide the conversation toward a solution that works for everyone. This is where calibrated questions come in. These are open-ended questions that start with what or how. They force the other side to stop and think, and they give you control of the conversation without being confrontational. Instead of saying, "We can't meet that deadline," you ask, "How can we work together to meet the project's timeline?" Instead of rejecting a low offer, you ask, "How am I supposed to do that?" This prompts the other side to solve your problem. By combining these strategies, you create a powerful 1-2 punch. The accusation audit handles the negative emotions and biases, and the calibrated questions invite collaboration and creative problem solving. For instance, after your audit, you can ask, "What aspects of our proposal give you the most confidence?" Or, "How can we demonstrate our ability to manage this project effectively?" These questions put the other side in a position to think about solutions, not just problems. They become your partner in crafting a winning bid, helping you build a contract that is not only successful but also profitable and sustainable for your business.